You started over a million times, huh? You feel like you take 5 steps forward and then 10 steps back. Every single time you think that you've made it, you're back at chapter 1 again. And if that's you, this video is for you. What's up, everybody? It has been a very long time since I have posted a video on YouTube. And before you come at me, I can explain. Today, we are going to be talking about starting over and what that means and why I keep doing this over and over again, where I'm at, where I've been, all the updates, and how we are going to move forward through 2026 and beyond. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Shumia and I go by Shumia Beyond TV, because we're turning this ish into a TV show. Okay, it is whatever you want it to be, and I would like for it to be a show, so that's what it is gonna be. I am a mom, I am an entrepreneur, and I'm building my dream life, you guys. Life has had its hurdles, it's had its ups and downs, but we are here and we are ready to move. If you've been here following the journey, welcome back. So this conversation is gonna feel a little bit vulnerable because I'm really getting at myself, because for some of those who know me, you may notice a pattern. Okay, I pop up, I'm going super hard, then I disappear, and it's like, where'd she go? I come back and I'm a new version of myself, and I'm in a new season and I'm starting over. And y'all, it has been a bit redundant, and I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of the narrative that I'm starting over again. I'm starting over again. Yes, I moved, okay? So I'm no longer in the relationship that I was in. And I find that's a part of my pattern too. I think that that's an area that I really struggled with. I have come a long way from lack of boundaries. We have gotten a lot better with that, but obviously need to be a little bit better when it comes to not setting more firm boundaries. So like I said, we came a long way when it comes to the boundaries thing, but we could do a little better. We could do a little better. And honestly, I want to lean more into God. And that is what I've been doing. Without further ado, let's get into it. So this is kind of an introduction, but it's also low-key a confession, okay? Because the truth is, I'm the girl who's constantly reinventing herself. Always healing, always reflecting, always saying, it's a new chapter, it's a new season. And y'all, it is. It really is. But it's like, at what point do we continue to build and follow through with what we said we were gonna do? If this is resonating, drop it in the comments below, because I need to know. I need to know that I'm not the only one here. For a long time, I thought that starting over was me growing, outgrowing situations, outgrowing environments, and that it was giving myself a new opportunity to start over. But I had to ask myself a deeper question. Am I actually evolving, or am I just restarting? Am I constantly restarting? And I recently learned about this character type called the reformer, or the fluid character. And I want to tell you about it because when I heard about it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally me. So I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to tell me if this resonates with you. So this character type is from the book The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. So the reformer, the person who's always starting over, the person who constantly reinvents themselves, who feels called to new seasons, new identities, and new paths. They get bored and restless easily, feeling attacked, is driven by growth, healing, and becoming better. Literally me. Our core traits, I'm just owning it at this point. Core traits are highly self-aware, true. Reflective, true. Introspective, yep. Learns from mistakes, not afraid to shed old versions of themselves, also true. Feels like life is a series of chapters, not one fixed identity. The strength of this is that they're evolutionary, so these people don't get stuck in old stories, old trauma, old environments, old identities because we run. I'm not saying this is a good thing, but yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it together. If you're with me, then you're with me, okay? They're usually the ones who say, that version of me doesn't exist anymore. They're built for transformation. I mean, yes. So this is all sounding good so far. The shadow side is that Greene warns that reformers can escape instead of integrate. That's a bar. Keep restarting instead of staying and building. This is me. This is a problem. We are going to work on this. They romanticize new beginnings. Me. Oh my gosh. Abandon things when things get uncomfortable. So they might start many projects with few completions. y'all. This is definitely hidden. This is definitely resonating right now. We change paths often and confuse growth with movement. Dang. The lesson is that true evolution isn't just starting over. It's learning how to carry the wisdom forward without burning the whole past. The healthiest reformer knows when to reinvent and when to commit, root, and deepen. Oof. Not just new me, new life, but wiser me, same mission, higher level. Okay, that right there, that is the goal, okay? Because I find like definitely there's been a lot of growth in my life, but years ago I used to be the person who runs from everything. If I was in a relationship that wasn't going well, it's like, all right, well, peace out, I'm dipping the city then. Or if I didn't want to work at this job anymore, peace out, I'm not coming back tomorrow. And while this character trait has its good and bad, the starting over pattern, it's just like, okay, well, when are we gonna stay and build something? That's where I'm at. And so if you're in that season, please stay with me. We are in this together. But now let me tell you where I've been. I haven't posted a YouTube video since last year. And for many of you who have seen my previous videos, you see that I have spoke about my mom before and her struggles with addiction. And unfortunately, I have been navigating grief because my mother actually passed away last April. And so at that point in time, before she passed, I felt like I was on a roll. I felt like the momentum was on fire. I felt like everything was going well, especially in the realm of content. But then that situation happened and it really took me back a little bit, as expected. So it really took me back and I did a lot of reflection. There's been a lot of changes in my life. At that time, I was caring for my daughter's siblings. They have a different mom, so I was a single mother of 3. And since then, I have moved, I have relocated, and it's just my daughter and I. So it really does feel like a new beginning and it really does feel like I'm starting over. But you know, there's a lot of wisdom that's carried and I have been strengthening my relationship with God. And if that is your journey, I am so proud of you because it's a spiritual warfare out here. And I really, truly believe that everybody, I mean, let me not impose and let me not condemn anybody for not believing. But I just feel like God is the answer. Like, I really feel like God is the answer. There's been a lot of growth in my life and I'm so grateful for that. But also there's a lot of things that have come to light that have shown me that I have ways to go. Sometimes my reaction to certain situations is not always the most rational. And because of that, I've had to deal with the consequences of my actions in some cases where sometimes that leads to the ending of relationships, but I also think it's the beginning and the awareness that perhaps I wasn't supposed to be in that environment anyways. Perhaps that's not where I was supposed to be. Perhaps that's God showing me the lesson that I was refusing to see. Maybe that's God showing me that like, you're not supposed to be here. You know, you need to come to me. You need to seek me first. Seek first the kingdom of God. And I feel like that's where I'm at. I do want to update you guys on where I'm planning on going with this series, with this video, with these videos that are to come, because honestly, I just picked up my camera and said, it has to be done today. Okay. We're done procrastinating. We're done waiting for the perfect moment, for the perfect time and consuming more than we're creating. Cause I find I've been consuming, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I've been consuming. I want to shift that and focus more on creating rather than consuming, because when you overconsume, there's that comparison factor. And I'm also a perfectionist, so I just feel like, oh, everything just has to be perfect and it has to be the perfect time and the perfect this. And it's just like, no, we're gonna do it now. So this is what we are doing, and I'm so happy that you're here. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and follow along the journey with your girl. Recently, I have launched a coaching business, and where I'm going with that is helping people to shift their mindset, which is something that has carried me this far. And even though I do have my own challenges, I feel like everybody has challenges. I have also been able to help people really pour into themselves in the areas that they want to grow and excel in. So I decided to step more into that role with SBeyond Coaching. Check out the links below. Check out my Instagram. Follow me on IG. We just getting started. I haven't launched my one-to-one coaching, but be on the lookout. I did say that I was going to be talking less and doing more this year, but trust me, it's coming. And right now, if you did want to, you can go ahead to my Instagram and book a 15-minute discovery call. So whether you just want to have a virtual coffee, chit chat a little bit, tell me what you've got going on, how I can help you, see how we can help each other, whether you want me to speak at a workshop, facilitate a workshop, whatever the case is, holla at your girl. I want to speak to the women who are like me, who are in a similar predicament where they feel like they've constantly been starting over, dysregulated nervous system, just strictly moving out of survival. Like, I'm with you, hold my hand, and let's walk this path together, because I will be posting a video every week. So mark my word, I'm committed, I'm locked in. Like I said, we're saying less and we're doing more. So just be on the lookout. You'll see that video coming up next week. But honestly, it's like something hit me really hard. It's God, honestly. I feel like God is working through me. And even though I'm not always proud of my actions and how I respond to certain situations, I definitely feel like I have been evolving. Even though it does feel like I'm constantly starting over, I do feel like I am becoming a better version of myself. And I feel like that's the whole point in life, to grow and evolve. And to separate yourself so much from the outcome and really fall in love with the process of being and becoming. I feel like oftentimes I start over because I don't like to be in situations and environments that feels like I'm not growing. I feel like I constantly want to be growing and I constantly want to be evolving. But sometimes it's just a matter of being, and also being more disciplined. If I say I want to do this, then do it. Solely having the idea and not acting and following through is not enough, clearly, because that's why I feel like I keep starting over, because I start something and then I don't follow through. Staying the course requires consistency. It requires discipline, and it requires you to build, not just dream. I could say, oh, I want to build my dream life and I want to impact others and I want to help others. But if I'm not following through with what I said I was going to do, then who am I helping? I'm not even helping myself. But I do think that there are many women like me who are always starting new goals, starting new routines, new healing journeys, new visions. But we struggle with finishing. We struggle with staying rooted. We confuse movement for growth. It's like we're moving so fast, going nowhere. Spinning wheels in the mud. If you've been there, drop it in the comments below, because girl, I have been there, and I have been there time and time again, and I don't want to be there no more. I am a mom of a beautiful baby girl. She's turning 6 in February. Love it here. But you know, like, the way of being a mom and also stepping into who we want to be while setting an example in raising our beautiful child or children, it's a lot. It's a mission, but it's not an excuse. The things that we've been through, the things that we've experienced, they happen to us and they've affected us. And some of these things are generational, and the trauma stays and it's there. But it's our responsibility to overcome, to put in the work, to be the best person that we can be, to grow and evolve. And if that means starting over, then so be it. But stay rooted in something. Follow through, at least see it through before you give up. And I'm talking to myself when I say this. I was talking with God, and I had this moment in prayer where I felt God say, you need alignment. You don't need another new identity. You don't need another rebrand. You don't need another soft launch of this is who I am now, but you need a deeper level of obedience. Ooh, oh man, oh man. Oh girl. Did you feel that? Because I felt that. Dang. A deeper level of obedience, a deeper level of commitment, a deeper level of trust, trusting yourself, trusting God, trusting the process, trusting that every single experience that you've ever been through is shaping you into the character that God is calling you to be. It's about becoming consistent with who God has already called you to be. There's a scripture that's really been speaking to me. It's Isaiah 43:18-19. It says, forget the former things and do not dwell in the past. See, I'm doing a new thing. budding. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. And I used to hear that and think that it meant, God, let's just erase everything. Burn the old version of me, new me who dis. But now I understand it a little bit differently. Forget the former things doesn't mean forget the lessons. It means don't stay stuck in old identities, old cycles, and old shame. So don't repeat the same patterns that you've been repeating that have gotten you the same results, because to do the same thing repeatedly is insanity, or however they say it. You know what I'm saying? God isn't asking me to reset my life. He's asking me to carry the wisdom forward, to stop starting from zero and start from experience. Because even Jesus said in Luke 14:28, suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough to complete it? And that verse is real humbling. Let me explain a little bit more. It made me realize that I'm amazing at starting. Great starter. But I haven't always been honest about the cost of staying when it gets boring, staying when the motivation fades, staying when no one's clapping, staying when the healing isn't cute anymore. This is me introducing myself not as a woman who's starting over, but as the woman who's finally ready to stay rooted while rising. To the woman who's just like me, the one with 20 unfinished visions, the one with journals full of dreams, the one who's always saying, this time will be different. I see you. And I think that the shift isn't a new plan exactly. It's a posture that says, I'm not chasing transformation anymore. I'm choosing consistency. I'm choosing alignment. I'm choosing to trust God even when growth feels slow. And there's another scripture that I want to share with you. It's from Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3. Commit to the Lord. This is one of my favorite ones. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Not start your plans, establish them, which means rooted, grounded, built on something solid. Not just vibes, not just motivation, not just inspiration, because those things can fade. But obedience, discipline, and faith in action. So this channel, this season, this version of me isn't about perfection. As you can see, my lighting probably isn't that great. My angle could be a little better, but we're here. And for the next video, make it a little bit better than the last. This is about progress and following through with what I said I was gonna do. No more romanticizing starting over. No more disappearing when things get hard. No more resetting every single time that I feel uncomfortable. This time, I'm building. Slowly, intentionally, and with God at the center. And if you're the woman who's tired of restarting, tired of quitting on herself, tired of always feeling like she's at chapter 1 again, I want you to walk this out with me. Not as a glow up, but as a grow up. You feel me? Rooted, rising, aligned. And we are going to be getting into all topics within the realm of this. And I will be sharing my personal experience, the challenges that I've had, how I've overcome them, and all things in between. We're gonna talk about some motherhood stuff. We're gonna talk about some entrepreneur stuff. We may or may not get into some relationship stuff. But honestly, this is a journey. And we don't need another new version of ourselves. We just need to be faithful to the version of us that God already sees. So this is me, showing up and staying. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I am just very excited to be on this journey with you, and it's all about the follow through. So I'll see you next week. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop in the comments some things that you want me to talk about. If there's anything that I shared that you want to know more about, please ask me questions, comment below, head over to my Instagram, shoot me a DM, book a virtual coffee, and let's chat. I am so grateful that you're here, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.